Hello everyone, this is Stefan from General Warfare. So today's video is going to be a little different. A couple of months ago, we shot footage for episode 7 where I started the game, but I was initially in the introduction and on such. So we shot another video that day, and this was a Q&A video. We asked on Facebook, on Twitter, and on Reddit for questions to ask for the video. And for all those who did submit questions, thank you so much. We all compiled them into a, well, relatively small list, 10 questions to ask everybody. And this is just to give you an idea of who we are as players and as people. So, like I mentioned, this is a couple of months ago. I did have a little bit longer hair then, but you barely see it because it's tied back. But with that, I'm going to go finish my Negroni, and you enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome to General Warfare. I'm Stefan.
I'm Adam.
I'm Morgan.
I'm Liam.
I'm Tin.
And we're going to do something a little bit different for you guys today. We're going to be doing a small Q&A. We asked you guys a bunch to provide us some questions on Reddit, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And this is just a couple of them that we're going to be going through today. If everyone's ready?
Yep.
Alright, so let's get through the first one. When did you start playing Magic? When and why did you start playing ADH?
For me, I started playing Magic probably around 2011. I started playing because a lot of my friends were playing, namely you guys. And I bought my first deck, which was Drana, the pre-made deck, and I just been playing from there. Then I went on summer vacation and I came back and everyone had an EDH deck, so I built one too.
I started playing in late 2014, and I started playing for the same reason that I play EDH, which is that all of these guys introduced me to EDH, and that's what I started playing.
Yep. I started playing around 2013, and same thing, just a friend of mine introduced me to Magic through EDH, and I really liked the format, and then I started playing with these guys, and pretty much that since.
I started playing in about 2011 when I joined a band with these guys, and we played Magic more than actually practiced music.
This is true. This is very true.
So I started out with Boros decks, and then when my ex-girlfriend dumped me, I took all the money that I saved up for her Christmas present, and I just bought an EDH deck.
That's actually true.
It is actually true.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
Yeah, so I basically started around the same time as Adam. I started in 2011, and Adam already basically said the entire story from there. Alright, what was your first commander?
My first commander was Angus Mackenzie, because my name is Adam Mackenzie, so I wanted a commander that had my name.
Angsty Mackenzie.
And then it was $25. I didn't want to buy it because it was really expensive, so my friends threatened to buy it from the store and burn it in front of me. So I ran to the store and bought it, and that was my first deck.
My first commander deck was Zergo Helm Smasher, because I wanted to build a Kalia deck, but Kalia was $40 and Zergo was 99 cents. So it worked out a lot better.
My first deck, I believe, was Thraxamundar. I think it was Thrax, and mostly because a friend of mine gave me Thrax, and I really liked the art, and I really liked the style, and so I just made a shitty Thrax deck that just had generic cards of whatever the fuck I could find, pretty much. That was it. That's fun.
My first deck was Gisela, because I liked Boros at the time, and the first Magic deck that I ever learned how to play was a Boros deck, so I wanted to continue with that.
My very first EDH deck was Crush the Blood Braided. I don't know, I thought he looked cool, and basically the entire deck just seemed like a fun idea at the time. And since then, he has never really been brought back up.
Should we go budget deck?
I could. Alright, so what's your least favorite commander to play against?
Oh my god. My least favorite commander to play against is 100% Hokori. I hate Hokori. It's terrible. It makes me so mad. It's like as soon as it drops, I'm like, oh.
I know. My least favorite commander deck to play against is definitely Sen Triplets. I prefer to play my own deck, personally. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not my favorite commander.
I mean, if we're just talking decks we actually have, I'd say probably Hokori. But if we're talking decks like that are potentially I'd say I still hate Land Destruction more than I hate Hokori, so probably whatever Land Destruction commander out there. What would be worse? But yeah, Hokori. Oh, very close second actually would be what's that name of that blue flash one that just plays like basically 60 counter spells and just the flash fairies. The flash fairy that you bring in is mono blue.
Oh, the Vanillion
for
Click?
2 Vanillion Click. Vanillion Click as a commander and as a deck type is just picture. But yeah.
Yeah, so mine's a tie between Memnarch, because again, I also like playing my own stuff and not having it get stolen. And the second would also be Hokori, because it just grinds the game down to like an unplayable mess.
No one likes Hokori, do they?
No.
Oh,
clearly.
I appreciate nobody mentioning Zedru.
That's because Zedru is exquisite.
It's just a different format.
I think I don't know. My options are very much up in a toss. Like, I'll be honest. I don't really like playing against Zedru. I don't know. There's enough shenanigans that you play in your deck that just make it so unfair and just like, why am I even playing anymore? And I think another one I can very much say I hate playing against is Rurik Thar.
Oh, I don't like my Rurik Thar.
No, I do not. It hurts. It pains me very, very much.
Especially a possibility storm.
Yes, very much so. Okay. So, your current favorite commander to play?
Ooh, that's really tough. My favorite commander to play right now, I think, is Wart the Raid Mother, because I just changed a bunch of cards in it. It's really fun to copy my spells. Like, the greatest thing I did recently was copied an Insult to Injury, which gave me quad damage. Then I doubled my Overwhelming Stampede, and just like did everyone like 70 damage. It was amazing.
I think my favorite commander to play right now is Muldrotha of the Gravetide. I've always loved graveyard-based decks, and I also really like Sultide, and it combines the best things and all my favorite things to do in terms of graveyard interaction into my favorite color combination. So, it works out.
Mm-hmm. I think probably right now my favorite deck would be Nekazar. I'd say so. Though it's a bit iffy because I've caused up slightly too much PTSD amongst our playing group with Nekazar, where people kind of want to murder me right over from the get-go. But when that doesn't happen, I really like the political gameplay and the fact that you mostly help people until you don't, which means that people are not always that interested in killing you outright. It's a good time. I like it. It makes the game very fun.
My favorite deck to play right now is hands down Joda, because you get to play the biggest spells from across Magic, and like from any color combination, and that's just super satisfying.
I think one of my favorite decks to play right now is Hokori. No, I'm just joking. I just wanted to see people's reactions. My actual current favorite deck to play right now is Boborg Most Enraged. Honestly, that I've made the deck before and in a non-budget capacity, and the deck was just very, very, very fun to play. And I recently recreated the deck for budget, and I don't know, I still have so much fun. So this one's a little bit of a doozy. What deck did you brew/construct that brought you the most satisfaction after its completion?
Well, I think the deck that brought me the most satisfaction after its completion was Atali the Primal Storm, my budget deck. Just because I've always loved mono red, and mono red gets a bad rap in EDH, but in our budget league, which is $50 max, it can kind of come back and compete with the other decks, and when it goes off, it's just amazing. Like, I've blown up everything everyone else controls, I'm casting spells, everyone's omen machined, it's amazing, I love it.
I think the commander deck that I've been most satisfied with completing is my Rashmi's Eternity Crafters deck, because it's the first, my first real competitive deck that I managed to make, and it's also the only deck that I've ever won a commander tournament with. So it works out pretty well.
So I was thinking about a lot of decks. Honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with a lot of the decks I built, but I think nothing quite comes close to the satisfaction I got after finishing Zedru. The amount of hatred that I generated from playing that deck and destroying everything anyone had ever known about the game. Because especially as someone like me, I like learning the game really in depth, and I appreciated coming up to these people who are considered veteran Magic players who really knew the game much better than I did, and destroying everything they knew, and creating a new format. That was too much fun. So I've got to say Zedru.
Watching a level 2 judge go How the fuck does that work?
It's so satisfying.
My favorite one that I've built so far, the most satisfying, would be my Rakdos Grenzo deck. Just because I feel like I didn't really go off any kind of like template or like net decking, and I just like built it from scratch, and it became this weird combo deck that can go off in one turn and just go through like half my deck. And you know, just because it was like really like this accidental combo deck that had nothing to do with like net decking, like that really was satisfying for me.
If I were to choose one, well, I can choose two off the top. I can name two off the top of my head, actually. The two decks that really were the most satisfying to play and to build together were my Omnath Locus of Rage deck. Basically, Angry Omnath plays lands and makes 5/5 elementals that you then sack and deal damage to everything. I don't know. Landfall is always fun. I'm basically the Gruul player. I always play with. I play more in aggro style, and I mostly like hitting people for lots and lots of damage. And I think my second deck that I would say is the most satisfying is my Ronas deck. Just big spells, big infect stuff, and always the power to pump it up and give it trample.
Strangely political.
Very strangely political. Mono green politics. So, what's each of your favorite Magic planes?
Oh, like story-wise or like plane chase-wise?
No, story-wise.
I think Zendikar, because it was the first one I came into. I came in during Rise of the Eldrazi, and that was like the first set I got into, and I just have something for the Eldrazi. I think they're like super cool, giant, colorless creatures that like destroy the very fabric of Magic. So I really like Zendikar, like the war that went on there, and all things that Eldrazi.
My favorite Magic plane, though I never got to play during its like main release, is Innistrad. I just love the Gothic horror elements, the Lovecraftian sort of atmosphere, the artwork of all the cards, and just the general sort of story arc through both the original block and Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Magic.
And when it comes to like story arcs and that kind of stuff, I'm more like kind of fuck all the planes individually, Nicol Bolas's Bay. But if I were to have to choose a plane based on that, I'd have to say like the one. Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have to say Amonkhet because it was kind of one of the many fuck all of y'all stories of Nicol Bolas, and we got to kind of see more in depth how he enjoyed toying around with all the little pitiful planeswalkers and all the little gods, just like, whoop you did, whoop a new god, whoop you did, whoop now you're against the other guys, haha, go kill your little best friend. Like, shit's just my jam. So, Amonkhet probably, whatever, the people, who cares. But like, Nicol Bolas, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the same one as Morgan. Innistrad is like my favorite plane. It came out like around the time that like the original Innistrad came out around the time I started playing Magic and like started really playing like a lot of Magic. Theros is like a close second just because those like Greek themes are really cool, but Innistrad with the zombies, the vampires, the werewolves, it introduced so many like cool mechanics into the game, and the flavor is just over the top.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I have a split love relationship for two different planes. The first one is Mirrodin. I started playing Magic around Scars of Mirrodin, like literally the set after Zendikar. No, sorry, Rise of the Eldrazi, right? Rise of the Eldrazi, and basically that's where I felt that set made me fall in love with Magic, and ultimately I wouldn't be playing and I wouldn't be doing this channel. I wouldn't be here talking to everybody and talking with everybody had it not been for Mirrodin. Thank you, Adam.
What was the second one?
I don't know. I don't know what happened there.
It was tied with like a second one.
It was friendship, Stefan.
It was friendship.
Fuck friendship, Nicol Bolas.
2018.
And
2018.
I think the second one that I really have a love for was Theros, mainly because like Tim said, introduced a lot of the Greek mythology like aspects to it, and I used to be a humongous mythology nerd, but when I was a lot younger, I used to read a lot of like We used to read a lot of books about Greek mythology and even Egyptian mythology and Nordic mythology. And when they started introducing the god concepts into Magic, I don't know, I just got hooked immediately. Your favorite Magic memory?
Oh my god, that's really hard.
Yeah.
That is really hard. So my favorite one is before it was banned, playing Worldfire. Worldfire was an amazing card. I didn't benefit off of it in any broken way. I just exiled everyone's decks. It was beautiful. Or hands, graveyards, whatever.
Everything almost.
Yeah. That was a beautiful moment. After a very long game to just go into top deck mode.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really like doing favorites because it's like there's been great moments of every game. Like I feel like every deck had a favorite to me, and I have too many decks to place one favorite above all others. But like I think I give you probably a special mention to like the first time I played like my own competitive deck that I built, which was a zombie in like a shop with a bunch of other people, and like I think we were playing a 5-player game, and I just pretty much like went infinite and won really fucking fast in the game, and it was just like a confirmation that yeah, I built a fucking good deck because I was playing against other T1 decks and it was just working out. So that was good. But I think probably the recent favorite memory would just be playing with Kyle, who was also on the channel I think at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we were playing, and it was a 4-player game. He was in a really good spot. He had like 150 life or something, and he just killed 2 people, and I was playing Nexar. And I looked at him and I asked him, Kyle, how many cards do you have in your deck? And he said 75, and I said, okay. And then I made him deck out that turn. I think that's a good. That was
Never say mill isn't a valid strategy.
No.
It always is.
Yeah, well, I made him draw it. That too.
This was much more of a recent one. This was at Kyle's old place. We played this, what was it, like 5-6 hour game of Magic that lasted until like 4 in the morning.
Just drinker deck thing?
No, it was this was when I was playing my Thada Adele deck, and I just built the deck, and the game would lasted forever. I think everyone at some point was just complaining at the time and like how long everything ended up being. I remember bringing Josh and you home that night, and then having to wake up 2 hours later to go to work.
Did I win that game?
I don't remember.
I think I won that game. Yeah.
I think
Italy won.
I remember just walking into my home at like 5 in the morning, being like, I have to wake up in 2 hours. What do I do? Okay, I'll take a nap. I wake up. It's been 2.5 hours. Oh, okay. We better run to work.
I think my favorite Magic memory is because I had my Angus Mackenzie deck and I took it apart because it wasn't very strong in our meta. Over time, our meta got stronger. And when Tiny Leaders was still a thing, I made an Angus Mackenzie Tiny Leaders deck, which was based entirely off making everyone draw like 5 cards a turn and fogging every single turn and protecting myself and making sure I never took damage. And I played against a couple people who also had Tiny Leaders deck at this local card store. And it was just so satisfying to watch them look at Angus Mackenzie, laugh, and they're attacking me with like these, with Marath, like a 8/8 Marath, trying to ping me for damage. I had, what's it called, that Solitary Confinement out, so I couldn't take damage. They're just drawing 5 cards a turn, and eventually I have 3 cards in my deck. This guy has 6 cards in his deck, he's like, you're gonna lose. And I just drop Elixir of Immortality. Shuffle my whole graveyard back into my library. And he goes, shakes my hand.
Adam, what's Tiny Leaders?
Tiny Leaders is
Was.
EDH, but you can only have spells converted mana cost 3 or less, and only 50 cards in your deck.
It's hard to find a favorite sort of memory, like, but I think two like that I can think of is this one time that I was killed by a smallpox in the character. It was pretty fun.
1 damage?
Honestly, yeah, just 1 damage, and that was it. Another time was when I had built my Kalia deck fully together. I played this combo that uses Angel's Grace ad nauseum, and I draw my entire deck and then play Conflagrate, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is that?" So that was really satisfying. And then playing Armageddon on turn 4 with my Kali
God.
deck in a competitive tournament in 4-player pod. Made people very angry at me, and that was very satisfying.
The worst.
Wait, turn 4 Armageddon?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn
I
3
played
Kali, turn 3 Kali.
Yeah, turn 3 Kali, turn 4 Armageddon.
Wow.
Dude, that's-
You were really hated at that table, weren't you?
All 3 of them did everything they could to kill me.
Wow, dude, they're just dead at that point.
Yeah, they talked about it for the rest of the evening.
They probably still have like reoccurring memories of that one moment.
You wake up in the middle of the night and oh, my lands! Ah, they're all burning!
I was playing like a
One of them's a farmer and he can't live
like
anymore.
5 lands.
He had to quit his job.
They develop PTSD because of this one tiny little issue.
Yeah.
I joined very early.
I have a bonus memory.
Ah!
I have a bonus memory too. I have a bonus memory too.
Yeah.
The time that Stefan lightning bolted himself instead of scooping.
Yeah, he killed
That'll be forever. He was gonna lose the game anyway, so he lightning bolted himself because he wanted to go up by his own hand.
Yeah, basically, you don't kill me, I kill me.
And it stayed true to this day.
Yeah. One commander you would not build.
Oh god, so many.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them, but one that comes to mind. I mean, there's lots, but I think one of the more controversial ones that I would say, I would not build Atraxa.
Oh really?
Me personally, I don't know. For me, it just seems to win more.
Yeah, I found mine. I would not build Zerd the Enchanter because I find it's overused and like just really good. And I don't know, like it just makes me. I've lost a lot of Zerd decks. It just makes me feel bad. I probably would not build Zerd the Enchanter.
I mean, I wouldn't build anything in Gruul just because I don't like Gruul, save for Focus Rage, because he's sort of like an extra sort of exception to the rule. But also any Planeswalkers that are allowable as commanders. I don't care for Planeswalker commanders.
I'm the opposite. I love everything. I would build anything. There's nothing I wouldn't build. I think the only thing I couldn't build is Zedru because I promised people that I wouldn't build it again.
I like Zedru. I will play.
You said you like Zedru, but you only said you like Zedru about a month after you haven't played against it, and then you played against it twice, and then you're like, I never want to fucking play against that thing again. So at this point, I promised too many people I wouldn't build Zedru.
Why
again.
though? It's
so
funny.
I can't.
Order.
It is funny to me.
I think it's funny.
Anyway, but,
I will play against Zedru. all the time.
but honestly,
So-
like everything, I build everything. I really like building decks.
The generals that I wouldn't build are basically the ones that are not fun to play against and to play with. Like, Hikori comes to mind as the first one.
I feel like you can make any general fun to play against.
You can make Hikori fun to play against, though.
Why not?
It can be done.
Well, you could, you just don't play Hikori.
Yeah, just a mono white deck that doesn't play Hikori.
Yeah. Mono white good stuff, minus Akori.
Or use, Hikori as a sack outlet.
Yes.
Your mono white deck.
So like I only build decks that I think that would be like fun to play with, like Joda again.
Okay. That's fair. If you could choose the next plane that Magic would follow, what would it be?
Nicol Bolas!
Next plane.
Nicol Bolas, he's a plane, bitch!
Oh, he gets his
Is
own
it a plane? Is it a dragon? Who fucking knows?
And the tagline is just "Welcome to your nightmare."
Yes.
Can we make up a plane, or does it have to be a pre-existing plane?
Make up a plane. Make up a plane. Yeah, I want to hear Adam
Doesn't have
Mackenzie's
to be
plane.
doesn't have to be a pre-existing one.
My plane, what I want for the next block, like that isn't announced yet, would be
At the time of recording.
at the time of recording. Yeah, Wizards, if you're listening. Okay, I want Zendikar versus Phyrexia.
Ooh. That's fun.
After battle for Zendikar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want colorless versus colorless.
Why not Eldrazi?
Like, there's two types of lands. They don't even tap
Oh,
colorless.
okay.
They
I see
tap
what you mean.
colorless.
But why would they do colors versus colors?
Like artifact versus like
Oh, you
Eldrazi.
mean
yeah.
Mirrodin?
Mirrodin. Shit.
Oh,
Mirrodin versus.
I meant Mirrodin versus
Mirrodin
Zendikar.
versus. Yeah.
So the thing he said, but now that it makes sense.
Yeah, Mirrodin versus Zendikar.
Oh man, I don't know what I want. I think I want to return to Kamigawa.
I feel like that's inevitable. I
It's
feel like-
it's gonna happen at some point, hopefully.
I definitely want to go back to Kamigawa.
Definitely Arabian Nights.
Return to Arabian. I want to see what Aladdin's
Portal Three Kingdoms?
Shahrazad that copies itself.
Yeah.
I want to see what Aladdin's been up to.
What's poppin' Aladdin?
Zendikar versus
Versus Shahrazad. Versus Eldrazi in front of a cave being like, opens.
Zendikar versus kobolds? Or like something else equally neat?
Goblins versus Emrakul. This is one Emrakul and 1,000 goblins.
1,000 goblins win.
Everyone gets banned at a standard.
Goblins get banned.
Alright, I think
Nicol Bolas.
the plane I would choose. I think this could happen if it's possible because they've done it with Theros and they've done it with Amonkhet. But I would go back to the use of the gods, but with the Nordic mythology, like seeing like Thor and like Odin, Loki, and like Hel and all those kind of gods, especially somehow factoring in Nidhogg or like Ragnarok in some way, even if Nidhogg is in the form of Nicol Bolas.
Yeah, I can get Nicol Bolas to go murder a couple one of those gods and turn them against each other and make a shit show of the entire Nordic civilization. That should be fun.
Yeah.
Like a Kamigawa block that focuses on gods would be cool too.
You know what also would be cool I just thought of?
Like
A return to Ice Age. Like a new Ice Age magic.
yes,
With new
bring
snow-
back snow-covered lands. Bring back snow-covered lands. Hashtag.
Hashtag.
I think that the
Bring back
actual,
show cover hashtags.
the actual block I'd like to see as return for plane is Lorwyn. Lorwyn
Ooh.
seems like a good
Return
space.
to
I've heard that
Lorwyn
might be a
iced
real
over.
thing.
An
That
ice
would also be
Lorwyn.
kind of
Ice
cool.
Lorwyn. Lorwyn
Oh.
versus an iced over.
Lorwyn under ice. Alright guys,
With the black
we've come to the last question.
Okay.
Already?
Yeah. What's your favorite planeswalker? We're not actually talking about the actual card. We're talking
Like,
about the
the
character.
Oh yeah, Nicol Bolas then. What the fuck? Do I care?
Yeah.
No, I just.
This was such a long
It
answer for
was
nothing.
a very hard thing. I was like, man, I like all three of them, but one of them's really trash, so it's really between two. Anyway, Nicol Bolas.
I think what I want to see is what's the name of the guy who doubles all your mountains? The mountain.
Oh, Koth.
Yeah. I wanna see more of Koth because I think Koth was a really interesting planeswalker that he uses mountains and mountain abilities, and I just love mono red, so I want to see a mono red Koth that just kicks butt.
I got two answers.
Go for it.
Two real answers and one fake answer. So I want Tybalt Redemption. I want Tybalt Redemption. I want him to cost like 9. I want to be the most expensive planeswalker that you could
The
possibly
World
get.
Fires as his
Yeah,
plus
and
one.
yeah, he's like amazing, but he costs like 9. So Tybalt Redemption.
That's an
Okay. I also want 5-color Karn, but my favorite planeswalker has got to be a Johnny. Because he...
Which one? There's like 14.
Yeah, well, we're talking about the character.
Yeah,
But
aren't there a bunch of different versions?
We're not
There's-
talking about
there's
the card
one-
itself.
no,
We're talking
sure,
about the. We're
like
talking.
Yeah,
one-
I'm saying aren't there different, like they are different people.
There are
There are
different
different
one in
people in
Johnny.
it.
He just sort of goes through different
phases
phases of
yeah.
his personality.
Oh, okay.
Because he
I
alternates
thought there was
between just
legit
white,
multiple
green,
Johnny
No,
like,
yeah.
characters.
What I thought was cool about a Johnny was that, like, especially when I was playing Boros, right? He was like a white planeswalker, and then like he was one of the first planeswalkers to be like switch his color identity a little bit with the Boros version, and then he went into Selesnya as well. So he just kind of shows up everywhere a little bit. And
Okay.
he's a giant cat warrior, which is just awesome.
He's the cat man.
He's the
He
cat.
is the
He breaks out, he busts out of the moon, becomes a planeswalker. Emrakul. 2020.
Oh, I love Emrakul Planeswalker. Emrakul's like my next favorite after Bolas because she also just fucks everything up.
Morgan,
They-
favorite planeswalker.
I think
She's
generally
mother
not
of-
card related. My favorite planeswalker is Sorin.
That's
Yeah,
a good one.
man.
That's a
very
good-
good. Yeah.
That's a respectable.
vampire.
His story's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like being like related to Edgar and everything.
Like in.
What's your story? I'm related to that guy.
Oh, no.
That's a cool story.
The first vampire of Innistrad, Edgar Markov,
Edgar Jack.
grandson, a planeswalker. What are the odds? What are the odds? You tell us. Do the math.
Social reproduction.
I don't know for mine. I think the first one that comes to my mind really is Liliana.
That's a good one.
It's either Liliana or Garrick. Both of them are very, very different in what they do, but I don't know. I like both their stories, and plus
And they hate each other.
and they obviously they hate, and yes, they do hate each other, but I don't know. I've always admired Garrick. I've always admired Garrick as like this big strong warrior, and like Liliana has this like deceitful, very like morbid character study.
My favorite part about Liliana. And that one cat part of the story, and when they explain it.
Besides the fact she kills everything and turns them to zombies.
No, yeah, the part where she gets put entirely under control and they tell her to bark and then she goes woof. The part where it's really, my favorite quote is just Liliana says woof. It's like, yep, there you go. Nicol Bolas! All other planeswalkers.
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
It's
But-
not
it's
for
a
the
RPG
rise of
story
Paul.
from
It's a story.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
they make
actually
Liliana bark.
And that was the Q&A video. Did you like what you saw? Do you have any ideas or suggestions for future videos? Leave a comment in the comments section below. Hit that like button, and don't be a stranger. Be a subscriber. Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified for any future videos that come this way. And with that, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.